Mr. Mayor,
Oops, sorry.
I'd like to defer item number 2 from the Public Works meeting report, please.
All right, thank you. My apologies, I didn't see your hand go up. Minutes, regular meeting number 1460 were presented. Are there any errors or omissions noted? Hearing none, can I get a mover? Moved by the Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Hancock. Call for question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Business arising from the minutes. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Hearing none, we shall move on to new business. Is there any new business to present tonight? Quiet bunch. Move on to correspondence. In front of you, MAA update for your information. Department of Environment and Climate Change permit to alter a body of water tailgate. FYI, Deer Lake Regional Airport, save the date December 1st at 3 p.m. Whoever can attend, can we get back to the town clerk? As of right now, I won't be available due to work commitments, but we greatly appreciate it if everybody could confirm with the town clerk so we can let the airport know. And that concludes correspondence. We shall move on to Finance. Councillor Freak, please.
Finance met on November the 2nd at 11 a.m. Myself, Town Manager Jason Young, and Town Clerk Lori Humphreys. Item number 1, change order for the annex. Number 22, level 1 for the annex renos for the gymnastics area for $626,196.79. Recommended approval. Item number 2, the Legion donation request. We recommended the approval, but we also wanted to review with full council on adding this as an annual grant amount like we do for some other folks. Item number 3, the library donation, the library grant for $1,000. Recommended approval. And number 4, Q&H for $5,060. Recommended approval. I make a motion to accept the report.
All right, moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by?
Second.
Councillor Jones. Call for question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to accounts payable. Councillor Freak, please.
Okay, so we're going to go through items number 1 through 41, excluding 4 and 38. So I'll do all, excluding those who's stepping out first. Okay.
You're going to do all first? Do all first and then do.
Separate, yeah.
Lori, we don't have a total on the bottom. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept accounts payable from items number 1 through 41, excluding 4 and 38.
All right, so just to note that the total's not on the bottom. Everyone's had time to go through, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, overview
Right.
it. Let's just, okay. All's well there. So we have a mover, call for seconder. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald. Call for question. Hearing none, all those in favor, motion carried. Thank you. If you'd like to step away, Councillor Hancock.
Okay, item number 4 for BNS Trucking for $2,898. I make a motion to pay the invoice.
All right, moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Jones. Call for question. Hearing none, all those in favor, motion carried. Councillor Jones.
Item number 38 for Western Steelworks for $225.06. I make a motion to pay the invoice.
Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Fitzgerald. Call for question. Hearing none, all those in favor, motion carried. Thank you. And that concludes finance. Moving on to Public Works. Councillor Fitzgerald, please.
This is for the Public Works meeting scheduled for November 2nd, 2023. In attendance was Councillor Langdon, Councillor Hancock, Town Manager Jason Young, and Director of Public Works Dave Thomas and I. Item number 1, light truck leasing. The town is in need of 2 new light pickups, so we're going to explore leasing versus buying for the upcoming budget. This will include the possibility of looking at some electric trucks. Number 3, marine development. This is coming from E&H more or less. This is for the development there just south of the TCH, or just north of the TCH. So we recommend the approval of this project. We've reviewed the plans. There is a little slight adjustment to the lift station, the force main, but nothing that's outstanding. Number 4, Deer Lake sign spillway entrance. This is just an FYI for those entering the town of Deer Lake through the spillway area. The existing sign on TCH says entrance to Ridgeview Road, but that's only a little tiny portion there, so we are going to make some adjustments to the highway sign there just at the intersection, I guess, of Ridgeview and Squires to make it more clear for our residents and tourists. Number 5, electronic recycling location, Town Depot. So we are in continuing talks with the town for the Town Depot to be a new drop-off spot for electronic recycling program with the Western Waste Management. I guess we're the MMSB, but so hopefully that'll help solve that problem for those with old computers in their houses. Just as a note, item number 6, our flashing crosswalk signs our product arrived last week, so we're hoping to have installed very shortly. Our intent is to put 2 on High Street for the Elwood students, and another one down by the Senior Citizen College by Home Hardware to help with their seniors crossing the road there in Nicholsville, where it's quite busy. And finally, number 7, George Aaron Drive, Goose Arm intersection. As you can see, we've already started the work there. Our intent is to paint the lines on the road and the crosswalks this week, depending on weather, obviously, and therefore the intersection will be completed for this fiscal year. So I recommend you accept the Public Works meeting for November 6, 2023.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for question.
I guess one question, I guess, on number 7, George Aaron Drive. I guess I wouldn't forward this in the get-go and trying, I guess, to discuss it with everybody to understand why. And I'm not an engineer, I'm not a road engineer, I don't claim that, but I had a concern, actually this last week was a concern pedestrian there was almost struck, so I don't know the details on it, but I guess I just want to make sure that we are doing everything in our power to make sure all this is good and safe. Another one, I had a question a couple of weeks ago on a driver with a transport truck that seemed to be having trouble making that turn. So I guess, again, I just want to make sure that we done our due diligence and checked every possible angle to make sure that we're doing this right from the get-go and right from the tee. I guess, like I said, I'm not a transport truck driver, and I don't know the details on the citizen that are concerned with this. So, again, I'm just asking, are we doing the right thing here now?
When it comes to this intersection, there was 2 things that were brought to our attention back in 2021. One was pedestrian safety, and another was actual vehicular movements that are common with everywhere else in, I guess you want to call Canada. Public Works determined that a T intersection, typical to any T intersection in our town, would be developed with proper sight lines, and our widths are there at the same spot. This would be typical for any transport truck trying to make a right-hand turn in a local town. Nicholsville is a local road, a collector road. It just takes maneuvering and time. Hopefully when we get it painted, it may be a little bit more easier for drivers and public to understand what's actually happened there. Our widths are correct, and time when we go to actually remove the stop sign for Goose Arm Road and making it a thoroughfare through, I guess you want to call it George Aaron from the TCH to Goose Arm, it will just reflect everything that we've done in the past. Right now with the new intersection, our crosswalk we push back onto George Aaron Drive towards the Nicholsville Bridge, where we have the existing yield lane now has a sidewalk for pedestrians moving up the hill and trying to come around that area. So typically this is just a reflection of everything else. But yeah, our sight lines are there, our widths are there. I think we've made this intersection much safer, in my opinion.
When are you going to take out that stop sign coming out of the door here?
According to Public Works, Dave, you can correct me, is when we can get the line painted first. It was just so that everything is painted and
So the hill right now has the right of way.
Hill's always had the right of way.
Right.
Our biggest thing is that the hill had it right of way, and if you came to the top, all you notice, and you don't supposed to look at the directions coming for you to see what kind of signage they have.
Right.
Typically, a driver from out of town would just figure they could blow through that, no problem. And that'd be the same coming out of Goose Arm Road, so.
Chair, is there any way that council or the motion would consider leaving that sign? I do have fear, that's, again, this is not to discredit the motion, this is the sixth time this has been brought to the table. I do have fear still removing, I'd like to, and I'm right in saying there's a numerous of traffic engineering studies that can be done to show that that's the most pertinent thing, because I really hope I'm wrong in my, I truly, truly, truly hope that my thought to the way I chose to vote is wrong. Because if it's wrong, that means everything else is right and it's working well to the best of the ability and the intent, and that's the part I appreciate, right? So I guess I'm asking, again, before that stop sign comes out, is there something else that we could consider?
Well, there's always things we can consider, because like I said, the intersection is just
done,
wrong.
right.
It was, the existing intersection before we made the renovations was just wrong, and it's created, like I said, it was day one when we opened, when I joined council. That was one of the first items of our first public works is the safety of that intersection and the near misses. There is collisions that have occurred there. I'm from the area, so I kind of know exactly what it is. Technically, not too many people stop coming out of Goose Arm Road. I know that's a hard pill to swallow because the stop sign is there, and I know we cut away the trees there to make that sign more visible. We can look at more issues. We don't have to take that sign down right away. Obviously, it's in place. But I think moving forward, it's something that the change is there. I think we have to give it its due time to see people to be aware of the actual change. But typically, this is just a T intersection. Like I said, the sight lines are all there. Nothing's ever changed. So when it comes to the maneuver of transport trucks around any T intersection, it's just a T intersection. It's a 9-degree turn. So we all know that they're going to encroach on the opposite lane coming. It's a transport truck, so they always have the maneuver, and as long as they have the sight lines to see what's coming, they're able to make that maneuver. But when it comes to the stop sign, we can look at it again, but in my opinion, I think it's something that it was moved by this council, and it was agreed upon by our Public Works Committee. Yeah, if you want to hold for a bit. My biggest thing, Mayor, is line painting, and right now,
Yeah, weather.
weather is not being favorable for line painting. So until that date is in place, and maybe even after a period of the line painting so people can actually see what's actually going to transpire there may be more of a comfort zone.
We might not have a long period of time to watch that either, though, once the snow hits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if the lines are there, but it should become snow.
But I don't think the weather has been very favorable for any line painting. We haven't got over the
I just feel
10
like
degrees.
several areas of town, we've added stop signs to create a safer, slower movement of people, that if we create a faster flowing of people in a brand-new area, I think maybe leaving it would make sense. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. I got no training in traffic and nothing at all, but it seems like we're gonna try to speed it up and get a better flow, where will people properly stop and allow, movement? I don't know.
No.
Interesting.
Are we clearing any more trees there, like saying going towards Goose Arm, like down the corner there? When you take the left as you leave the bridge, the trees there, and there's a couple of trees there now, right? And,
Oh, you're talking on
on
the
the corner there going,
down George Aaron Drive.
No, and when you get to the stop sign, coming from the bridge, you take a left to go in Goose Arm Road. There's a couple trees just by that stop sign.
I've been over there.
I go to just about every day, and I do stop by the stop sign, by the way.
Well, this-
Here, are you able to see, like,
It's, I don't know, it's just, I guess I've been at it for 40 hard years, and to me, I know, I think that was just creating a problem when there wasn't a problem, but again, listen to Councilor Fitzgerald's arguments on that, you know.
Yeah, it was just that like I said, it was day one. It was Public Works #1 for me, and it was the very first item that was brought. So it didn't come from anyone on our committee. It was a concern of our town. But like I said, until the line painting is complete, I don't think any stop sign will be coming down, so.
Okay, appreciate that. All great discussion. Any further questions for the Public Works report? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. On to,
Against.
thank you. Pardon?
No, against.
You're against? You're against which?
I'm
sorry?
just not comfortable with number 7, I just,
Yeah, but you've already stated your
Yeah.
prior that you voted against the motion, so you're not actually, okay, I hear what you're saying.
It wasn't a recommendation, it was just
This is an FYI here.
FYI.
yeah, but still, I'm not comfortable with any area of that intersection.
Okay.
Nor am I, but again, the motion is passed. It's previous back to councilors. It was when? 2020. Okay, moving on to environment and housing.
Okay, as I said, I have one addition there, so.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, I have one addition there for 20A for the new dwellings. So my Environment and Housing Committee meetings, minutes, Thursday, November 2nd, presented in front of you. Number 1 to number 6 is general repairs. All these permits have been issued. And number 7 to number 10 for our extensions of decks and fences, all these permits has been issued. Accessory buildings, number 11 to number 16 for garages and sheds. All these meet our regulations and they've been improved. And the new dwellings, number 17 is 8 Nickel Drive, a new dwelling permit been issued. Number 18 for 10 Nickel Drive, a new dwelling permit been issued. And the number 19 for 18 Murdoch Drive, new dwelling permit been issued. And number 26 Stella's Place, new dwelling permit been issued. And 20A is for a duplex on 13 Pine Street. We recommend you take this recommendation into the permit. It meets our zoning for town center, and after chatting with, I guess, my committee members and town manager and the municipal enforcement officer, I just wanted to have all these details where I've done the addition tonight, but more, that's the reason you want to question it. Number 21 is commercial for the town of Deer Lake for Devon Road for the extension. Number 22, 45 Business Lane, storage shed. Under land development, SRT Holdings, 2 Owens Drive, 1,000 loads of fill. This permit also been issued. Under the permit application, new dwelling for 4 South Main for fourplex. This was advertised, no objections, received, recommend approval, pending service in L. Number 25 for under new business, Dirtle B&B, 38 Woods Road, Airbnb located in half of the basement area, recommend approval, pending inspection for service in L. Number 26 for 75 High Street, selling property, seeking permission to increase frontage and reducing the next lot to it. Keith is to inspect and provide more information on this, so I guess we'll defer this one for any recommendation for now. And number 27 is under for the Crown Land Snowmobile Trail, application to add to existing Newfoundland Labrador Snowmobile Federation for groomed trails, and we recommend approval. So I move that we accept the Environment News and Report for Thursday, November the 2nd.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councilor Jones, seconded by Councilor Fitzgerald. Call for question. Hearing none.
No, I have a question.
Go ahead, sir.
Sorry. For this addition one, I'm just wondering, and I know that you guys have examined it, and I do think perhaps it's going to go through, but I wonder, if he should get a variance for the frontage, and why he's not. I just like, it's 7.2, not 7.5. I get it's only like a foot in terms of whatever, but technically, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be hard either, because like,
No,
I get
but
it, you know?
where's
It's just,
towns? Yeah, I understand. Where's town center? That's why like the regulations are different than a normal residential dwelling.
what's the frontage in a town center?
Now with the frontage on this here, where we do? You're looking at 7.2 feet, and that comes, and where's the older part?
Seven.
It's only, I think it's 11 inches basically what it is.
Yeah.
And the building now will be in line of sight with the other buildings across Pine Street, because I drove by myself today both ways
I got
to
you.
see for the line of sight. And, you know, if you require a variance for the, you know, if you want that and the rest of council supports it and wants to turn it down for a variance,
Oh,
until
well.
we get a variance, but where's town center, and we can use our judgment, so we feel that, you know, this is the way to approach it, and we recommend approval.
I guess that's my thing. I just want to make sure that whoever sends something in to us is the exact same procedure followed for everybody.
Yeah.
There is no difference, no matter. But other than if there are circumstances, for instance, this is town center, like you say, and maybe to keep them in line with the other houses, it makes sense and whatever. So basically, this is like a discretion,
Yes.
council discretion. And it's not the norm. It's a case-by-case basis. This is just this particular circumstance.
Yeah, because, well, I guess like, you know, first when any town is built, you got a town center there, and as you grow, you do different regulations, so, you know, we can amend and change for discretion to help fit any location in.
The only thing I would suggest, other than the in-line thing, which makes sense, but he obviously meets the side yards.
Yes.
Or they meet the side yards. This was a new build, so
This is a new build,
they had
yes.
to lay out this footing, and it could have been laid out anywhere in terms of distance from front to back.
Yeah, because the back, you had to take care of the side, rear
That's
yard
right.
too, for a
And
building
so
beyond him.
technically could have moved back 11 inches, but in order to keep it in line, like you said,
Yeah.
with
The line of sight with,
okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
Can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
7.2 was measured from the footing.
Yeah?
So in actual fact, walls we set back approximately 6 inches more, so we're only talking difference of
Yeah.
less than 6 inches.
Yeah, I know. Well, that makes sense. I mean, I get it. I'm just trying to make sure that
Oh,
this is a
definitely.
discretion of council. This is, you know what I mean? This is a case by case, one off. I don't want us to just, because it's been on the table for a while and kind of thing, just to get it through and it's already poured and all these kind of things, just to put it through. But if we're going to use discretion, I mean, it makes sense. I like the logic. It lines up. It's only a few inches off. It's town center. I just want to make sure, I guess, that we are using council discretion
we
though,
are.
to do this. Okay. All right.
All fair questions, Councillor Hancock. You have to be comfortable with your decision, so thank you for discussion. Are there any further comments, questions for the environment and housing? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. All right.
thank you.
This is where we insert the mayor's report, or I should rename it to council. Feel free if there's anything missed, if anybody has any additions to add. I just wanted to say, Saturday evening, myself and council members and staff attended the Fireman's Ball. It was a great evening, and again, I just want to put out personal thanks for all they do. And above and beyond that, what I've really noticed, I guess, you know, there's one thing to protect the community and the services, but it's all the other things that they do, and the kids that lighten up just to see them coming, whether it's lights on or lights off. So again, I want to say hats off to that full crew. One quick note, I guess they'll pass this on to Public Works to pass down the chain. For the last, since I moved home in 2015, I've been identifying street light outages, and I'm just a little bit to the point that I can't do it anymore. Just for time consumption, and 70% of their light reports are in my email. So we are coming upon the winter season, and I'd like to note to operators that when they're out early or late that they report them, because I've noticed over the last couple of weeks there's starting to be quite a few, and we want to keep this community as safe as possible. So if you could pass that back down to the superintendent, or pass that along to the superintendent of Public Works, it'd be greatly appreciated. And other than that, that's it for me. If there's anyone else that would like to add, I know there was two full arena. The arena was packed both nights, Friday and Saturday. I guess Councillor Langland, you got a better view from it on the ice Friday night. You could see how full we really were, but again, hockey's back and sports are back, so it's good to see things to do for people in public again for the winter. Is there anybody that would like to add to the night?
I'd love for us to support the Red Wings in a don't move while there's a play and go, because we got all these holding seats are kind of up high. Anybody who's just not a regular goer but going to see the games are in the first like couple of rows, and it's really unfortunate with everybody going and our ice lower and the walking around is a little bit higher, like you just can't see anything. So I don't know if our town staff can play a role in that for them, but for the viewers to be able to enjoy it maybe a little bit better.
That's a fair point. I don't know specifically what year it was, but it did happen. Glenn, maybe you can speak to it, but there was a time when ushers, I remember before you were allowed to walk in front of other viewers, you had to wait for the whistle.
Yeah.
You weren't
And I
allowed.
think if they just announced it a couple of times, maybe just people being aware of it, just, let's sit down, let's not run around, let's just be aware a little bit of that. It might just.
In larger arenas, ushers will sit you to your seat if you do it
Absolutely.
right.
And I think even you go watch senior hockey in Grand Falls, where you're going to be in front of the ice again. But I think for us or our community for that event, might be a little bit, just be a little bit more considerate of the lower viewers.
Is that something you can bring back to rec just to see if there's, I hear what you're saying, so it's vision impairment in the middle of a game.
Just to speak to that, Mayor, we actually did discuss that in the office today, because we do know, in terms of the public address announcer, it's probably something where we can have the announcements. I mean, it's very typical when you get to the larger venues that when you do have these large crowds, that you're not permitted to move about when play is actually live. I know for senior hockey, it would be a lot to have ushers because, we have only one canteen. But it is something that, look, it's we've only been a couple of years removed from COVID. People are excited to be back and have senior hockey. And it's just we want to make sure that the viewing experience for all those at the game, that they can still go get their wonderful French fries, but to do it when the whistle blows or during the intermission.
Yeah, definitely, just more sort of a reminder or friendly. All right, any other discussion, comments? Hearing none, next meeting will be held on Monday, November 20th at this time. I'll call for an adjournment.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Freak. This meeting is adjourned at 7:58. Thank you.